Maybe you're currently thinking about leaving the gym for home workouts or calisthenics because you're tired of driving to the gym, you're tired of machines, and you're tired of losing time within your already busy schedule. Or you simply want to test a new way of training, something new for you. If I would left the gym tomorrow, not because I quit, because I wanted to have something simpler, something more sustainable that actually fits my day-to-day life. This is exactly how I would rebuild my training to build a lean and capable body. Maybe at home, like I do. How many days, which movements, what I would focus on, and what I would completely ignore. These are today's topics. Because for me, as a former professional athlete, it's important to simplify fitness for men out there and make fitness and training more accessible. If you're into spreadsheets and a lot of details, there are better channels for it. Because in my belief, for most men, the problem isn't missing effort, it's noise. So let's strip it down. Before splits, before exercises, before frequency, I have one question for you. What are you actually training for, and what are your goals? Strength, muscle, longevity, a lean, capable body? Or is it pain-free movement? Your body and mind need a clear signal. If you don't define the target, you just default to random training. Random training can feel really productive, but it doesn't create results. So answer this for yourself, because if your only goal is to get lean and capable, you probably don't need additional weights. If your goal is max strength, obviously we have to add some weights to the training. And when you set your goal, it's important to look at the training frequency. How many days can you actually train? And this really depends on your time. Can you train 2, 4, or 6 times per week? I personally live a really packed life, having my little family, running 2 companies. I'm on the desk for 10 to 12 hours a day. So I personally like to stick to 3 to 4 key sessions per week with extra optional training days when I have the time. And I believe that's the most sustainable frequency for most men out there that are having a family and a full-time job. But this is up to you, and that's it. Doesn't have to be 6 times per week, and we don't need 2 to 3 hour gym workouts, because we have to remember, after 30-ish, for most guys, recovery becomes the limiting factor. And that's not your age, but because you're not only recovering from training, you're recovering from work, stress, family, maybe some other things. And if your programs ignore that, it will eventually break. And when this is clear, what I would actually do really depends on your goals. But I believe for most men watching this video, like for myself, the goal is just to feel capable, be leaner, build some muscle, but there are no extremes. In that case, I would choose 4 to 5 key movements per session. Push, pull, hinge or squat core, and maybe an assistant movement for your rear delts, biceps, triceps, or something similar. One simple movement each. And then just train hard, guys. Like, with a honest effort. No effing around. Maybe do 2 to 4 really hard sets per exercise, or do a circuit of 3 to 5 rounds of each movement back to back, or do a ladder per movement. It doesn't really matter that much. What matters is effort. Note everything down, try to beat it over the next weeks and progress it. And this is where most men, in my belief, lose themselves. My biggest learning of being a pro athlete was that it doesn't really matter too much what you are doing, as long as you're giving it everything and you train hard and you listen to your body, you make smart decisions. But the worst thing you can do is to overthink it. And while doing that, missing to work hard enough. Most guys argue about 6 versus 8 reps. Perfect volume, perfect angles. Meanwhile, they are not sleeping enough. Their nutrition isn't really well. Not pushing hard enough to failure. Science-based training in 2025, 2026 turned into spreadsheet-based procrastination in my eyes. We are getting lost in so many details that we just miss what is actually important. Move. Get people to move. It's about hard training, good food, good sleep, living a balanced, healthy, happy life, and maybe limiting stress where possible. And that's most of it, so don't overthink it. And I also wouldn't overthink my split. We can do full body, we can do push-pull, we can do lower upper. Pick something you can sustain for the next 3 to 6, maybe 12 months. I love full body workout routines and I always saw best results with it, but that doesn't mean that nothing else is working. What matters is really simple. You're looking into your logbook and you're listening into your body. Do you feel better? Are you getting stronger? Are you seeing results? That's progress. If I would leave the gym tomorrow, I would definitely ignore perfect periodization, endless exercise changing, weekly program changes, so program hopping, and influencer debates on YouTube and Instagram. Stay open and test some things for yourself, but don't test something new every week. A simple 4 to 12 week program will create results if you stick to it and if you work hard. Complexity will make it complicated only. And especially for men that are only having 30 to 60 minutes per session, it's not needed. And that's why I stopped chasing optimal after my athletic career. Optimal really often doesn't survive real life. Simplicity does. And when it does, it becomes optimal again, right? This is exactly why I structured the foundation program in exactly that setting. If you want that exact structure, it's below in the description. If not, apply these principles and commit for the next 8 to 12 weeks. Define your goals clearly, train 3 to 4 times per week with some optional sessions. Pick 4 to 5 core movements per workout. Track progression. Ignore 90% of what you are hearing on YouTube or Instagram. And commit for at least 4 weeks to one program without changing anything. This is just about execution. Don't forget to follow and comment if this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.